My name is Carlo Ponti. I am an orchestra conductor. I've been conducting for a number of years. It was my father who always used to suggest to me that I should become a musician, that I should become a conductor. I think partly because he wasn't very musically inclined, and it's something that he would have liked to do. My parents, of course, being international icons in the film industry, Sophia, Loren, and the late producer Carlo Ponti, it was a privilege for me because I was in a very artistic environment from the start. My parents were very much keen aficionados of classical music. One of my most cherished memories was listening together to classical masterpieces in our living room. Orchestras will always have their place in the community. In this day and age, with everything becoming so digitalized, it's one of the only artistic fields which you cannot digitalize. The impact of a live performance with musicians actually performing their instruments, putting the hair of the bow on the strings, that physicality, touching a key, blowing into a reed. It's such a real and analog activity. It's one of the last art forms which really is detached from that electronic cyber reality. And that's a very empowering thing, I think. A lot of orchestras have educational programs, as I have with LAV. I think education is very important. So it was very natural for me to create an orchestra whose mission is to support the study of music, to support young musical talent. This orchestra is based in Los Angeles. We work with a lot of public partner schools, and we do it in two ways. We develop their music programs, and one of our constant partner schools has been the Pacoima Elementary School in the Valley. When we started, it didn't have any music program at all. They wanted to have a violin instruction program, and we bought them their first violins. It has grown from having maybe 8 violins to now having over 50 or 60 students. The violin instruction program is part of a curriculum. So that's a good example with how we impacted the community. And we also integrate young musical talent in our concerts. The orchestra is not a youth orchestra. It's a professional orchestra made up of some of the best players in Los Angeles. And we give young talent the opportunity to perform as soloists, sometimes also groups like youth choirs, and to have the opportunity to perform with a professional orchestra and thereby get a real world experience and try to push their performance at the highest level.
I'm Vittorio Ponti, I'm 16. Me and my dad decided to do a little father-son experiment of what it'd like to be playing with his orchestra, him conducting. It's quite a bit of work on top of school to implement this into our lives. I've definitely been inspired by both my parents. My dad's a conductor, my mom's a violinist. I'm not sure I want to exactly follow, but I'm not stopping the piano anytime soon. I'm interested in finance, numbers, big different from piano and music, but maybe if I could somehow integrate the two and find a way to make finance and music kind of go together, that'd be great, but who knows? I haven't really found anything like that yet. Maybe I'll create it. Everyone in our house plays an instrument. My sister plays the guitar, both my parents play professionally. But the most motivating was probably little recitals that I'd do 2 or 3 times a year. I do believe that the Los Angeles Virtuosi Orchestra really did help me pursue maybe what I'd like in the future. Even if it's not music, it's definitely had an impact on my life to experience what it feels like to really strive for an end goal. Practice every day. It was definitely a very good experience to see what it'd be like to apply myself deeply in something. I feel very privileged to be able to continue the legacy of my father's orchestra and to give back to the community, to those who want to also maybe pursue music in the future.
My son Vittorio is extremely talented. I'm very proud of him. It's his first concerto that he's playing in its entirety, of course from memory. Playing the Bach D minor concerto, number 1. It's really a testament of the power of music to give young people focus, to give young people a certain direction, and diligence, and a sense of achievement, of course. They will have been exposed to so many qualities that they can apply to whatever path that they choose. The most important thing is to find what you really love doing. It's all about the pleasure of having an interest, of having a passion. It doesn't matter if you become the best or the most famous. What really matters, I think, is to find something that you love doing. We look forward, of course, to celebrate our 10th season, the 24-25 season. We will have, I think, one of our best seasons ever, integrating the most young talent that we've ever integrated, changing lives one step at a time, one person at a time, and giving them all the experience of performing with a professional ensemble, giving them a real-world life experience and the chance of having exposure as well with a professional orchestra, which they can use afterwards in their burgeoning career.